Summary of Acts of the Apostles 18, NLT. In Acts 18, Paul continues his missionary journey, ministering in Corinth, Ephesus, and eventually returning to Antioch, before starting another journey. 1. Paul in Corinth. Paul meets Aquila and Priscilla, Jewish tentmakers who had recently come from Rome. He stays and works with them while preaching in the synagogue every Sabbath. When the Jews oppose his message, Paul declares he will now go to the Gentiles. Many Gentiles, including Crispus, the synagogue leader, believe and are baptized. One night, the Lord speaks to Paul in a vision, telling him not to be afraid and to keep preaching, because many people in the city belong to God. Paul stays in Corinth for 1.5 years. When Jews bring charges against Paul before the Roman governor Gallio, Gallio refuses to get involved, saying it's a religious matter. 2. Paul returns to Antioch. Paul leaves Corinth with Aquila and Priscilla and travels to Ephesus. He teaches briefly in the synagogue, and though the people want him to stay longer, he declines but promises to return if God wills. Paul then sails to Caesarea, greets the church, and goes down to Antioch, completing his second missionary journey. 3. Beginning of third missionary journey. After some time in Antioch, Paul sets out again, traveling through Galatia and Phrygia, strengthening all the believers. 4. Apollos in Ephesus. A Jew named Apollos from Alexandria comes to Ephesus. He's an eloquent speaker and knows the scriptures well, but he only knows about John's baptism. Priscilla and Aquila teach him more accurately about Jesus. Apollos then travels to Achaia, where he powerfully refutes the Jews in public debates, proving from the scriptures that Jesus is the Messiah. Main themes: faithfulness in ministry despite opposition, God's encouragement to keep preaching, partnership in ministry, for example, Paul with Aquila and Priscilla, the importance of sound teaching, as seen with Apollos,